Welcome into another episode of the Splatoon 3 North American League 2026 show. I'm your host, Jordan, kicking it here with Lily. Let's dive right into the highlights. What an eventful event number 6 we had this past week. Content Cat versus Heelbook, winners quarterfinals. This is your captain, JJ, checking in from the Inkjet. I'm going to open things up right here.
JJ did such a great job opening this up for Len, who came in with an opening triple to start this game off.
And then how about Heelbook, adding another chapter of dominance as they hardcover the stage here for the KO.
Heelbook took one look at Pika trying to come in from that left-hand side and said, no, I think that zone is ours. We're going to hold on to that without any of your interference.
Heelbook secures the KO, but the story wouldn't end there as they do it one more time.
That snowball turned completely into an avalanche. No contest on that tower.
Heelbook gets the 3-0 sweep over Content Cat. Time now to check out winners semifinals. Duck Motif versus Cream Soda. Keep an eye on Hexen. Their patience before they strike like a cobra.
Dove through those hills like a pro and an absolute beast, demolishing everything in their path.
Then Vexen gonna dodge and dive and surprise everyone here.
A little bit of a fortune teller on this one. I'm honestly not sure how Vexen knew exactly where their opponents were gonna be.
And how about Zenith? Super jumping in and cleaning things up with the ink vac.
Beautifully well timed to lead their team to victory. Absolute pro.
Oh, but the chores aren't finished yet. Zenith again on the ink vac, make sure no crumbs left behind.
Cleaned up on that one. A defensive vac for the win to make sure their team had it in the bag.
Cream Soda will go on to get the 3-1 victory over Duck Motif. Let's dive into winners finals. Forfeit versus Cream Soda. We start off with Hexen opening things up with the crab tank, allowing Thunder to operate.
Thunder took full advantage of the pressure created and got several splats and assists to clear that second checkpoint.
In the same push, how about Goss and the craftiness here?
Goss took an incredible flank all the way up into enemy spawn on Inkblot and completely took out the final member of Forfeit.
Oh, but the forecast calls for more Thunder as they roll into a quad.
Thunder had some beautiful prediction skills here, taking out, 3-4 members of the opposing team?
Oh, but the drama would intensify. Closing moments, game 3, Forfeit, they're down. They need a checkpoint. They're trying to threaten.
Forfeit cleared that checkpoint in overtime and then pushes past 3 specials to take the lead.
They refuse to throw in the towel, and Forfeit gets the 3-2 victory over Cream Soda. Let's ride the wave into losers semifinals. It's a rematch, Heelbook versus Content Cat. We start off with Kronos, timing up this push perfectly. That allows Gimme to go to work.
Gimme waiting in the wings completely undetected manages to pop this Rainmaker on their own and take it to victory with no opposition.
And then, how about Adapt? Well, adapting nicely here.
Adapt did a great job stopping Content Cat on the one chance they had to push in overtime.
And then, Heelbook, closing moments, everybody on the same page.
JJ solo pushing that tower does manage to go down, but the members of Heelbook are waiting in the wings to make sure that tower gets completely knocked out.
Heelbook closes the book on Content Cat 3-2. Let's swim on into losers finals. Cream Soda versus Heelbook. We start with Adapt. They'll ride a reef slider right into traffic and create chaos, but then will set their teammates up perfectly.
Took full advantage of the opportunities created to provide a jump in for a teammate with a power clamp, bringing that score down to 24.
Later on, Hexen and Goss, they're gonna have a window of opportunity.
Struggled this whole game to get in and unfortunately just fell 1 point short.
And then, JJ comes up clutch with a triple when they need it most.
Truly fancy footwork here in overtime, dipping and diving around to pick off 3 and shut things down.
That'll bring us to game 5. It's all here for Cream Soda, trying to stay alive. Who will step up?
Heelbook threw everything they had at that zone to try to lock it out, but couldn't quite manage it. Goss, however, in overtime comes in clutch with a quad and the ink on the zone to bring it to victory.
An unbelievable finish. Cream Soda gets the 3-2 victory over Heelbook. Time now for grand finals. Forfeit taking on Cream Soda, and we check it out as Cream Soda trailing the majority of this game. They finally break through.
Hexen found an incredible, very aggressive open and manages to pick up that Rainmaker and pull it all the way to a very safe 30.
And then it'll be another Cream Soda closeout.
Cream Soda pulls out all the stops on this one, making sure that they can take it to the very end and pull that grand finals reset.
It's a cream soda sweep as they set up a grand finals reset. We start with Hexen. The mobility, being able to buy precious seconds for their teammates was huge right here.
And not just the mobility, but the survivability too. Getting out of that situation alive with enough ink in overtime to put on this zone was absolutely crucial.
Then Zenith will lead the charge, a pair of power clams for cream soda as they look to capitalize.
Zenith opened and Hexen follows up, diving in through that bubble and making sure this push didn't go to waste.
Forfeit in the closing moments has a chance to mount a comeback. Can Cream Soda hold on for the win?
Cream Soda's defense here was absolutely beautiful, coming in at the right moment to make sure Forfeit had zero chance in overtime.
Oh, it bubbles all the way to the top for Cream Soda. They get the 3-1 victory over Forfeit. Well, you gotta love a grand finals reset. Let's go ahead and check out the scores from event number 6. And of course, Cream Soda getting 100 points, Forfeit 95, followed by Heelbook. But then Duck Motif, Content Cat scoring once again. But that brings us to our season standings. And this is where things start to get really interesting, Lily.
I mean, most notably, we want to talk about Milky Way and Moonlight, both sitting at 3 events, while the rest of Top 8 is sitting at 4. That means there's still a lot of room for shakeup.
And keep in mind, the top 4 event scores will count towards the final scores for each team. Well, time now to check in with one of our favorite characters, our good friend Falco, as he plays a Guess the Character game.
Hello everybody, it is time to play Guess the Character. We are going to show our contestants characters from the Splatoon franchise. However, they are going to be obscured either by silhouette, blurred, or zoomed in, but that will diminish over time. You guys are going to have to buzz in to try and get a correct answer. Get it right, you get a point. However, if you guess incorrectly, you have to wait until everybody else guesses before you can try and guess again. Before we get started though, I'm gonna ask you guys, what is your favorite weapon and can you make the noise? Popgun, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna go with an H3.
All right, Magic, what about you?
Mine is definitely the slosher, and that makes whoosh kind of noise.
Perfect. And Cater, what is your favorite weapon?
I'm partial to the heavy splatling. I think it goes something like,
All right. Well, guess what? Those weapons that are your favorites, the noises that they make when they fire are going to be what you have to do to buzz in to guess these correctly. Here's our first character. All right, Cater, that was you.
it's deep cut.
That is correct. Deep Cut is correct. We have Shiver, Fry, and Big Man here.
At first I thought it was only Big Man because my brain registered his silhouette first, and then I went, oh, the other two are there too.
Giving great big hugs to Shiver and Fry. All right, let's move on to our second one. Cater.
That is Judd and Little Judd.
That is correct. Judd and Little Judd. Cater, you are very fast on these. You certainly know your Splatoon characters. Let's move on to number 3. We're gonna go with Popgun here.
That's
Okay.
my little buddy.
That is correct, Little Buddy. Small Fry here, one of our favorite companions here. Popgun, you are now on the board. Cater with 2, Magic still at 0. Let's move on to our 4th image. Cater.
That is Off the Hook.
Yes, that is correct.
They're in slightly different outfits.
You can tell the reaction. I mean, Popgun is like, how did you get that? Magic shaking his head. Yep, you got it. Off the Hook. Congratulations, Pearl and Marina. You are up 3-1 to 0. Let's move on to number 5. Ooh. We'll give that to Popgun.
I didn't even buzz in.
Oh, I thought that was you. Okay,
I don't know what
that was
that is.
Magic. Sorry, that was the one I hadn't heard before. We're gonna give it to Magic.
So that's dead fish.
That is
Can I?
Oct?
yes, that is Oct. Correct. You can find Oct in the Splatoon 3 expansion pass, Inkopolis, and the side order DLC. That was very impressive. Good job on that guess, and I'll make sure to call on the correct person this time. Moving forward to.
You can just keep calling on me. We'll get one of these right eventually.
Eventually you might, we'll see. But Cater, you still have the lead 3-1 over the other two.
Well, as always, great to see you, Nine, Milana, and Zach, as we've played a lot of current games here for Nintendo Switch 2, and it's time now to go back in time a little bit, enjoy some of the classics, because we can play over 150 plus games. Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics is only available on Nintendo Switch 2, and Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics requires a Virtual Boy accessory for Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems. We're now going to play a little Kirby's Dream Course for the Super NES, and Zach, you chose this game. What was it about Kirby's Dream Course that made you want to make it your top pick?
You know, it's such a simple but addictive gameplay loop. You've got these beautifully designed courses. You can use power-ups that give you a little bit of an advantage, and the enemies are so varied and fun. I just had a blast with it. Can't wait to try it again.
All right, well, let's go ahead and hit the links and get set for a little Kirby's Dream Course.
All
Now,
right.
you're going to have different abilities. And you want to always play the angles here. And you can use your cursor as you
Oh God.
line up your shots.
I have no idea what
And
I'm
you
doing.
press A,
Oh, wait,
and
I'm
you
rolling,
line
I'm
up
rolling.
the power for Kirby. You can bounce off of walls. And are we going to get a hole-in-one to start things off? Oh, it's like riding
What?
a bike.
Oh,
There we
what?
go. There we go.
Whoa.
Let's
I didn't-
go.
Where?
So a hole-in-one, that's how you do it right there. And you can press A when Kirby's rolling.
Oh, get me in.
And bounce
Oh, this is
off
not
of
good.
walls even further. Are you guys still in hole 1, by the way? I'm on my way to hole 2.
Okay, well.
Okay, what? No! No, that was a gentle
Yeah.
touch. That should not have.
Hold on. Okay, I understand the gameplay.
Just gonna line up my third shot here and just gently put this
I'm-
in. There we
Oh
go.
my God.
We're done with hole
What
2.
happens when you lose the first round?
Oh, I thought I was going to go off that. Dang it.
So I'm on hole 3 already. Where are you guys at, by the way?
Losing badly, I suppose.
I just got finished hole 1.
I've got time for a hot dog, maybe a lemonade before I get ready to go here. Okay.
No.
good.
Okay,
Now
turn,
what we want to
turn.
do
All right,
here
that's
with
good.
this shot is we want to bounce.
Fall in. Okay,
It's tempting.
I'm on,
They
I'm
wanna
on
put
three,
you
I'm on
there.
3. We're moving.
So what you want to do is you want to get that jump ability here, jump off the wall, bounce
Roll,
into
roll. Nice.
this
All right,
guy
I'm on 3.
here. Maybe spend too much time talking there rather than getting to the shot. Then we use our high jump and
different
try and
enemies
bounce
here.
off the wall.
Oh, man.
Take a little bounce off the wall and slow down and then
bounce
line up
would
our
be
shot
perfect.
here. Here we go. About
Okay.
half power here.
A little bit of backspin.
Too hard. Just gotta tap it in here.
Bounce. Yes.
I choked it.
No!
There we
Okay,
go.
this could
Done
be a
with
two
3
for-
holes
No!
right there. That's how we do it.
What's up, guys? Shiny Inter Zach here, back with another edition of Shiny Tips following Event 6 Regular Season Week 4 of the Splatoon 3 North American League 2026 season. We had another fantastic week of matches, and we'll take you to grand finals for this one. It's Game 3, Splat Zones on Crabola Capital between Cream Soda and Forfeit. And today's topic is flanking. Who's supposed to do it? When are you supposed to do it? Etc. So, Hexed is going to start us off for this one. When you're focused on the flanker, you're not focused on the zone. So Hexed is distracting Forfeit first and foremost. But they also have that beacon, so that allows their teammates, it'll be Goss first, to super jump in and continue that distraction. So you're putting in a weapon like the 52 gal that has a little bit more offensive prowess, and you're also targeting the backline. So Alina, who has great inking output with that Sniper Rider 5H, is not able to focus on the zone because they're being beset upon by Goss. And Thunder for Cream Soda will continue that chain. So when Goss has done their duty, Thunder will jump in and replace them so that you take a weapon like the Blaster that's not the best at painting the zone, and you replace it with the 52 that's a little bit better. So you're continuing this chain of one person providing that distraction. 2 or more people from the defending team are not able to focus on the zone, and that gives Cream Soda, who already holds the zone, a major advantage in locking it down en route to a sweep. That's going to do it for this edition of Shiny Tips, but stay tuned. We'll have more action for you after regular season week 5.
I told you all you don't want to see me in Kirby's Dream Course. That is my jam. I'll take my dub very, very happily. because they certainly come rarely for me. All right, let's get to the rest of the schedule for the remaining part of the season. Still so much content, so many events coming your way. You can go to battlefy.com/NintendoVersus to check out more. Don't forget, it all leads up to the playoffs June 20th and 21st. All right, Lily, what an event number 6 we had. We saw the season standings as well too. Your closing thoughts.
I mean, this week was a nail biter, and I'm sure next week will be too. I'm going to be at the edge of my seat pretty much until playoffs.
That'll do it for this episode. As always, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.